Shalom.
Shalom.
We're the brothers out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. I'm the brother of Rock.
Farzan.
We're going to do a quick in-transit lesson. Lord willing to be edifying before we get started. I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
I'd like to give double honors to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone. And peace, safety, much love, and blessing to the Akim across the four corners of the earth that are pushing out this truth and sincerity. All right. So me and the brother, we was leaving the plantation, and we was just observing the people that that we were working around and the people that we were interacting with, and we came up with the topic of moving kingly when we're amongst the indiscreet. Because just sit back from an observant standpoint, you see how sickly these people are, how bugged out they are, how impatient they are.
Oh yeah. And they real rash. Don't have no sense of direction. And when you around people like that, you got to move with a kingly mindset, okay? Because what's the saying say that misery loves company. They'll try to pull you down and bring you on their level. Me and the brother was talking about how these different responses we get from certain people, how you really got to hold your tongue and take the low, because they'll bring you in and bring you down to their level, and then next thing you know, that could start conflict. And that's the spiritual. You had said that because a lot of these people, they're looking to offload those demons, man. Consciously they don't know that they have demons on them, but their actions already show. Like, we already know things in the spirit because we read scripture speak about study to show thyself approved. We understand the concept of spirits and demons that hop on the master of these people, and a lot of these people have legions on them, man, without even seeing it. And a lot of these spirits be really dormant, and these people waiting to get activated. Now, it's certain, I would say, things that will activate those spirits in them people. Because sometimes they might be at the job and they might be as regular as all hell. Let them get a certain alcohol in them, Let them be in a certain vibe. Let a certain situation transpire, and then you'll see them flare up.
Let them be inconvenienced.
And they're gonna really show their horns. And that's why in the spirit, the times that we're living in, we have to be extremely, like scripture says, vigilant. Which I get that precept too. Be sober and be vigilant, because us as a people, we're really being preyed upon by the so-called white man through these evil spirits, man. The women of our own nation resent us, and they get pregnant by a lot of these so-called black men for the sole purpose of putting them on child support or spousal support to ruin their fucking life, man. Just driving the man's head into his dirt. And there's so many situations, case by case, of Jake that's actually looking to do right, looking to, keep a good rapport amongst their family and their, their women and stuff like that, and they still get the SHIT end of the stick. But that's the world that we living in. The scriptures speak about how this is the valley of the shadow of death. Everything amongst this place entails death, and to walk and move naively and simple-minded, believing that you're impervious, if that's the right word, or immune. I use that word. You're immune to the wickedness in this kingdom. You're gonna do yourself a disservice and get caught up in that. So I'll start with the scripture in Sirach 27 and 12. If thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time, but be continually among men of understanding.
And that's the key, to be continually amongst men of understanding. Because when you're amongst men of understanding, all right, it's easier, all right, if you will, all right, because if a man have a certain level of knowledge and understanding, and it's aligned with your knowledge and understanding, all right, certain things won't happen.
Hell yeah.
Certain spirits can't congregate, because you and the person that you're amongst, brothers, i.e., are walking in once, in unison, because the scripture tell us can two walk together except they be agreed.
Exactly.
All right, which that's the thing. A lot of these people have different ideologies They got different doctrines. They got different beliefs. They got different diets, and they try to intermingle with each other and mix it together. All right, and you see it major. Get around your family at a family reunion or something, and see how them different spirits congregate together. And it's under the umbrella of unity or family, but you got all walks of life and all type of demons. You can guarantee, and you, like the brother said, you get that liquor they get the liquor in their system.
Oh yeah.
All right, and Jake gonna fight.
I about to say, they know you got 2 family members throwing down, man.
Yep.
You know, and that's the thing about us as a people on this side. We're extremely toxic. You know, I know that's a saying that goes around a lot, but us as a people are very effed up in the head. We have a lot of somebody coined the phrase post-traumatic slave disorder. You know, a lot of us have post-trauma, even going back to slavery, that Jake hasn't even rectified, which the scriptures refer to as curses. And the curses are on our asses, man. You know, now we under the curses all as a nation, you know, but the difference is we do have the scriptures and we have hope, and the scriptures commands and tells us how to be amongst our own brethren. You know, the scripture says we're going to have an evil eye towards our brethren, but the scripture also says to love thy brother. You know, now we know 2/3, the Most High gonna get rid of them. You know, they're good for nothings at this point.
Right.
You know, but it's still gonna be a level of mercy shown. You know, and through the Spirit, we speak about these things like through a preventative measures. You know, because there's been a lot of situations where Jake be feeling like they can't get touched, or they could just be in any part of town, effing around, any little function, not knowing it's high level demons in them certain locations, man. The Spirit don't be wanting us in certain pockets, man. And then it shows. Jake might get their ass jumped, Jake might get shot at, Jake might get robbed.
Right.
You know, and it could happen to the best of us. That's why, you know, in this truth, you got to move soberly and you got to move humbly, man. You know, anytime brothers come amongst us in the States, we show brothers the more nicer side of towns, man. We don't take brothers to, hey, you want to ride through the hood, we're going to show you we're going to show you where so-and-so got shot. Yeah, this was so-and-so got killed at.
Right.
That's being indiscreet. You know, you have to be discreet in this thing, man. You know, keeping brothers out of the midst of the bullshit, because we come from that. It's not like it's something that we glorify. You know, it's something that the Most High is really pulling us out of. But you got the mass majority of these people, especially these women, that love that hood nigga, grimy, animalistic. The scriptures speak about, which I'll get it in 2 Peter, as a matter of fact, about how Jake is basically like brute beast on the side, man.
Right.
You know, and that's promoted in so-called hip-hop culture, nigga culture on a whole, to just be animalistic, be grimy, be cutthroat, be a backstabber, you know. And mass majority of our people are just that.
Yep.
So
and while you grab that, you know, I wanted to touch on the fact that you said, you know, how Jake be moving around in these different parts of the world like they can't be touched. You know, standing all out 3-4 in the morning, and being a busybody, hopping from one spot to the next. You know, when the scriptures tell you to get home, be time.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do what you got to do. All right. If you have to be around them, get in, get out.
Get in, get
right
out.
Back to the house. All right. If you're not around brothers, you know, take it in.
Perfect.
You know.
I gotta get this one. I had that in Peter's queued up.
Yeah.
But since you said that, let's see. Dang. I might have to quote it.
2 Peter 3:8.
I was thinking about the one that.
Which one?
The one it's in thing Sirach, where it says don't move idly in the city, man.
Oh, okay.
You know, because the scriptures tell us that. Don't just be moving all in these cities. You know what I'm saying? Just if you got something to do, handle what you got to do. Outside of that, you know, it ain't like you can't go to a function or a bar, or, you know what I'm saying, something that's light.
Yeah.
You know. But just being amongst, I want to see what's going on over there. I just want to see what's going on over there. Nah, the Spirit don't have us moving like that, man.
Right.
The Spirit got it where, all right, you know your destination. If you don't have no destination, you need to get your ass in the house. That goes for all of us. It don't matter, and it ain't no age thing, you know. Like the Spirit had it work on Star. Like, man, a lot of you brothers, man, y'all get out them clubs, man.
Yeah.
Because we seen negative results that came from those clubs, you know. And it's still going on. Jake be getting shot at the clubs. There's all kind of BS going on. A lot of these Jakes be getting robbed by women in the club. You got women that go to the club just to set men up and rob them for their Rolexes and stuff like that. In Miami and also here in Atlanta, these luxurious, so-called luxurious cities where it's known that for Jake to have money. And if you got something, you got to move that much more kingly too.
Yeah.
Don't be flaunting your shit, man. You got certain Jakes that want to show all their money on. So, man, look, that ain't the spirit, man. Keep you. That's another thing about amongst being discreet. Don't be flashing. Don't be too flashy, man. Jake be want to be in these certain sections and stuff like that, big bank rolls of money and all that, because they feel like that's where the notoriety comes in.
You putting a target on your back.
And you putting a target on your back.
Anybody that's out here looking for a lick or looking to prey on somebody, you like, saying pick me.
Pick me.
Basically.
You being a pick me, man.
Right.
This is 2 Peter 2:12. But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they could understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption.
Yeah, and a lot of people, they speak ill about us. They really don't like us. The scriptures speak about how the Lord pulled us out of the world, and the world, you know, pretty much will despise you. These people have a negative outlook to what we do, how we move, how we maneuver, how we build in camaraderie, fellowshipping. So why are we even amongst them?
Exactly.
You know? Now they said we all have little endeavors and stuff like that that we gotta handle throughout our day-to-day. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you going out and just looking for shit, looking for action, that's when you're gonna find something that you don't want to find, man. You know, it's not saying these things that in a threatening manner, because the scripture says threaten not. Just saying it from a perspective of these cities are starting to become more and more dangerous. You know, as the population and crime goes up, these gangs are starting to get more multiplied. Sicknesses are starting to become amplified. From more and more people get sick. That's adding to people getting sick, whether it's sexually transmitted diseases or fucking just sickly on the whole.
Yeah.
These cities are getting worse and worse and worse. So that means we have to be very, very keen, like we just said, on how we moving and functioning in this world, man. So keep going. It says, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they that count it pleasure to riot in the daytime. Yeah, and a lot of these functions that a lot of people are associated with, it goes back to ancient Rome, ancient Greece. You have Bacchanalia, Sol Invictus, these partying type of vibes. You know, a lot of that goes back to a lot of those Greek and Roman deities, you know, where they would drink overly excessively. You mixing all kind of drinks that ain't supposed to be, they're not even created to be mixed, but you still mixing them, you know. And that's why Jake be black. It's a known thing that certain Jakes be in these areas and they black out. You know, there's cases in court where Jakes will murder somebody, stab a woman 28 times, 30 times, 35 times, relentlessly, and the judge asks them to give a statement, and they'll say, "I don't remember." And it's not like they're just playing crazy. A lot of them actually black out, and them evil spirits start to possess them.
Right.
You know, and that's because of what they're doing. They're not being discreet. Right. Like the brother was just not speaking. They're just being in these different areas, you know, excessively drinking, you know, just getting into all kind of foolishness, and then they wonder why they get possessed. You know, scripture says, think about Jake be raging in the city and stuff like that. You know, and a lot of stuff really pertains to younger men too that come into this walk, because as you get older, you really don't be having the time nor energy for that bullshit.
Right.
You know, trying to keep up with these young Jakes, man, you're gonna run your heart into the dirt.
Yeah, right.
You know, Spirit got it where it's like, man, whatever you got, just go ahead and deal with that. Like scripture says that. If you got a woman, seek not to be loose or whatnot. If you don't have a woman, don't even seek a woman. You know what I'm saying? Deal with, you know, these women accordingly. If scripture says if you're burning, then of course just deal with a woman. But it's just general. Just keep it things short and sweet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
you grab that where it says light cannot commune with darkness. I think
yeah.
it's 1 Corinthians.
Mm-hmm. Let me get that. Let me read the last verse.
Okay, come.
All right. As they that count it pleasure to riot in the daytime, spots they are and blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings, while they feast with you. Yeah, there be certain jakes that even be amongst you. You know, be the word deceiver. You know, Satan is known as a deceiver. Be having evil spirits and evil intentions, man. You look at Judas Iscariot. He was known as the son of perdition.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of Judas Iscariot jakes that's out here, man. I said them spirits be dormant. It ain't always the spirit that's just always in your face at the time. That's why you always got to keep your antennas up, man. Because what's cool today, you know what I'm saying? Everything changes every single day, man. You know, brother today might be a purebred demon tomorrow. You know, an area where you found comfort in, whether in these cities and locations, might turn out to be a fucking nightmare tomorrow.
Right.
A lot of these certain counties and cities, now they're doing a lot of gentrifying in these cities and stuff like that, but it is certain areas that just like, bro, you ain't got no business being amongst them.
Right.
You know, and humbly brothers have to listen to this, because it might seem like a simple lesson, but you got certain jakes that just can't break that nigga get turning up energy, and then they'll go in these certain functions. Something like hell, this is a source.
Right.
But they'll go to these certain functions, and then they'll put themselves in a bad situation, man. You know, and then they'll be asking brothers to get them out. And sometimes, of course, we through the spirit we'll try to get together and get brothers out of situations if we can. I don't know, bro. That shit. It might be this fucking. It might be a sewage.
This truck right here.
Yeah, reservoir. But it be sometimes certain situations where they get themselves into, brothers can't get you out of, man.
Right.
So your best option is just not to get into it from the get-go. Keeping things, you know, concise, doing what you got to do, you know, and laying low. The scripture says, "Princes shall eat in due time." We're gonna have all our fun and pleasure. It's around the corner. It's only a few prophecies left, literally as we speak. You know, don't be chasing after the pleasures of the world, because that's that Epicurean spirit, and that shit starts to become highly addictive.
Right.
You're not just gonna want to just do it 1 or 2 times. You're gonna want to start doing it all the time. And we've seen certain jakes get pulled away by the world. That's why the scriptures speak so negatively of the world.
That's right.
And you said 1 Corinthians.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and the brother's spot on. That's why we entitled this lesson. You gotta move kingly.
Mm-hmm.
You can't come down to a nigga level. You gotta make these people come on your level and meet you on your level.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because when you on their level, you got the ball in their court.
Yeah.
They got home court advantage.
Yep.
You know, when you stoop down to a 2/3 level of heathen,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you got to look at them as such and move separately, move holy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because the Lord has chosen us to be that. And once you know better, you do better.
Yep.
You know, when we were in the world, we moved as people that were in the world. But
Yep.
when we came into the truth, we got to start applying the scriptures, man, the wisdom of the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it goes further than just knowing it. All right, it's a bunch of jakes know a lot.
You know a lot.
But are you actually applying it?
Mm-hmm.
That's when they become knowledge, man.
Yep.
When you're able to apply it.
Wisdom. Yep.
Yep. Yep. Wisdom.
I get that in 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians 6:14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
Mm-hmm.
For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness?
Yeah. So what fellowship we got with a nigga outside of being in the world because we have to?
Mm-hmm.
You know, going to work. You know, going to just commuting to and fro.
Mm-hmm.
Having to stop at these different stores, and you know, just we're still in the world, but we're not of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So to think that we can be completely shut off from the people in the world is naive.
Yeah.
All right, but when you are amongst them, you got to move with a certain kingship, man. Like we keep reiterating.
And
okay?
another thing too, the people that you are amongst having a level of not necessarily self-possession. Oh, I just say it's like your rib. Like you might have not necessarily your rib, but it might be a chick you might be dealing with. So technically she is your rib, but she's working towards being your rib, and she might you know, do little funny shit when she's out about, be rude towards individuals talking. It's like even that type of stuff you gotta nip in the bud, because certain women will bait you into some bullshit, man. You got a lot of women. Hell, who did I just hear speaking about? It might have been Michael J. White and another individual, maybe T.K. Kirkland. They was talking about how they went to the prisons and they actually started interviewing Jake, and they was like, mass majority of these guys.
Nope, I was finna say.
Yep, that fucking women, bro.
Yep.
These women led. These institutions is filled up with women leading these men into them, man. Yep. From bad decision making.
And the graveyard.
If it ain't the prison, it's the graveyard. And everybody got the same woman, that same story, that woman, man. So these women that you even dealing amongst, you know, these tattooed, loud, black fucking women, man. You gotta stay away from them. You know, just I know some brothers like certain women of certain types. You know how it is.
Yeah.
We all got our purposes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But certain women, it's like you gotta stay away from them for your mental health. You know, for your health on the whole, because you got certain women that talk shit to men, spin the narrative, go to you or go to their brother, and then play the victim.
Yeah.
And Jake, through their naiveness, they don't even ask the right questions. They just instantly jump in emotions, because she know that she dealing with an emotional ass nigga. That's why she called you anyways, because she know that you gonna buy into any emotion that she bring to the table, man.
You ain't gonna reason.
Yep, you're not using reason. You ain't logical. You should first and foremost, hey, all right, I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna see what's the situation. I'm gonna, you know, as a righteous judge, you got certain Jake, I'm gonna beat that nigga ass when I see him.
Yeah, you ain't even heard the conclusion of the whole matter.
You ain't heard nothing.
Said. Yeah, you just heard her side. It's always what they say, two sides to a story.
Always two sides to a story.
And then it done got out of hand. Now you either in jail or you dead.
Yep.
Over some shit that didn't even have to be that.
A lose-lose situation.
Yeah, and so all she gonna do is cry at your funeral and move on to the next thing.
And the cycle continues. Man.
Yeah.
So we don't want to fall victim to that, man. You know, the Most High, you know, has put the grace of coming back into his good graces in our favor. You know, and these spirits are targeting us and looking for us to slip and do something through just moving off emotions, moving irrationally, not thinking, miscalculating. Every step has to be measured out. Everything has to be conducted, you know, for our personal existence and us as a nation, man.
That's right.
We'll get a few more because my battery life is about to my phone finna power out.
Okay.
But this is Amos 3:3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Yeah, so that's a question. You got to be in unification of the people you're amongst, and if they don't like moving according to your accord, you could just hide by them. The scripture says, instead of a friend, become not an enemy. You could just be in a neutral zone. That's still it's really an art to dealing with people. I know this brother right here. He deals with a lot of people on a daily basis. You know, we work together. I see how he deals and manages, and he's very well. And really, all brothers for the most part are very well at dealing with people. Some brothers better than others, though. I'm not going to just pat every brother on the back and just be, you know, because you got some brothers that do go out and they start just talking crazy, man. Mm-hmm. You know, some things you can't be out. Black women ain't shit. Black women ain't shit. In these bars and certain functions and stuff like that. Now we know these women ain't shit, but you gotta even know how to tone down your lingo.
Yeah.
Everything ain't about having a target on you. When you're in these functions and stuff like that, the key is to keep that target off your back.
That's right.
You know, because now it's looking like these, you know. Not only that, because I'm not defending these women for shit. I just was speaking about just the wickedness just a few seconds ago. Yeah. But it's still just the fact of don't arouse these spirits, because what you're gonna do some shit that's gonna invite spirits. Don't do anything to invite these spirits, man, because that's partially hypocritical. You being discreet, but then in certain areas you're being indiscreet. You got to be discreet all the way across the board, you know. Like Yahweh Shai. Look at the disciples and the men of the Lord. They were very, very polite how they dealt with certain individuals. You know, they were very concise with their point making. They knew what to say. They know when to say it. They know how to say it. They know when to hold their tongue and shut the fuck up. Because it wasn't for their benefit. It would have been for their destruction if they would have been talking. Like certain cases with Paul. Paul knew that was a time to be silent, like it tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes. Yeah. everything in the time to just be running your mouth and you know, laying everything across the board to everybody, man.
Yeah.
Be a mystery. You want to be somewhat anonymous, like a silent assassin in this world, man.
That's right. Hey, is that the scripture that go into what business had the hyena with the?
Oh yeah.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Keep reading a little bit about the shop.
Verse 4. Oh wait. Nah, that's the one. You talking about the one in Sirach?
Oh, Sirach.
Mm-hmm. It says every beast shall consort. We can close with that one.
Okay. Oh, every beast consort with its kind.
Yep.
With its kind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a good one. Because if you consider yourself a man of the Lord, you should be amongst men of the Lord.
Yep.
You consider yourself holy, you should be with holy men. You consider yourself a man of understanding, you should be spending majority of your time, all right, and laying your hair down, so to speak, around men of understanding. You ain't be laying your hair down with just some nigga you met last week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't know what he about.
Yep.
You don't know his morals, his values.
Mm-hmm.
You just met a bitch a week ago. You lay your hair down.
Yep.
You let them know all you see. You pillow talking.
I'm gonna say spilling your guts.
Right, spilling your guts. That ain't right, man.
Mm-mm.
You know.
And next thing you know, see, these people tend to weaponize your words and use them shits against you. They might have that face of empathy or sympathy, but they already know when the tables turn.
Oh yeah.
They're like opportunist predators. They're gonna use any opportunity to pull you down if it's, you know, effective, and if it could leverage them to get into a better situation. These people are snakes. That's why the scriptures call them foxes, wolves, snakes. They call them every fucking toxic scorpions. You know, it labels these people as very, very negative. If even in the world, yeah, you ain't playing with scorpions.
Yeah, right.
You see a scorpion, your ass gonna be like, oh hell nah. You gonna run to the hills if you see a scorpion,
right?
Or a snake.
Yeah. The scripture tell you not to pity a charmer that's bitten by a snake.
Exactly.
It's a snake. What
It's
you
a
thought
snake.
was gonna happen?
It's designed to bite.
Right.
So we'll close with this one.
Okay.
Sirach 13 and 15. Oh, 14, Slakia.
Oh, damn.
I'm gonna have to start at 13. Let me see how much better I got. 6%. I try to make it quick. Observe and take good heed, for thou walkest in peril of thy overthrowing. When thou hearest these things, awake in thy sleep. Love the Lord all thy life, and call upon him for thy salvation. Verse 15, every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. What fellowship had the wolf with the lamb?
Right.
So the sinner with the godly.
Yep.
What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog?
Yep.
And what peace between the rich and the poor? And that's really the main.
Yeah, those are polar opposites.
Mm-hmm.
You know. What they say, a hyena and a lamb.
Yeah.
One's predator, one's prey.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna see them kicking it. Now you see these rare occasions where, you know, a predator may take in, you know, some prey and look after it, but
Yeah.
that ain't the fucking norm.
Mm-mm.
You know, it's a whole different dynamic, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you should be consorting or being around, you know, your own people, man, your own brethren.
Yeah, and even certain animals, they understand that their survival rate amplifies or multiplies if they're being amongst themselves. If it's one lion, just think about 5 lions. 5 lions that's 5 times the strength. That's 5 times the kill rate. They actually can, like, lions do plays like football players.
Yeah.
How they sometimes might do a blitz on certain animals, or they'll put 3 lions over here, communicate with 2 lions over here, 1 over there, to heighten their kill rate. Now it might be more animals they're gonna have to hunt, but their hunt and success increases also because they got more eyes, they got more players, they got more energy to expenditure. It's a lot more that comes with more people of a certain breed.
Yeah.
You know, and they all have the same commonality. They all got the same goal: to eat, hunt, reproduce, expand, dominate. You know, and leave their legacy to the children.
Right.
You know, now if you have a hyena in the mix, that hyena is not looking for the expansion of lions and the legacy of lions to continue, because that's a direct threat unto the existence of hyenas. That's a fact, and it's the same thing even amongst people. That's why the scriptures liken us unto animals, because us, even amongst Edomites and certain people like that, For instance, they don't want a strong-minded spiritual man. A lot of people despise us because of what we know and what we hold, because it's really a standard. When you have a standard and you hold yourself to a certain structure and you're not willing to bend for that, most people despise that because they look for somebody to manipulate. They look for somebody that they could take advantage of, you know, that they can actually make a peasant of, so to speak, you know. But this wisdom enables us to become stronger, you know, and wiser. But you know, that's all. I want to say. You had anything else you wanted to speak on?
No, we can close out right now, bro.
Okay.
So Lord willing, you know, this quick and transient lesson was edifying, you know, and also exhorting. We want to end it by giving all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash.
and also double honors to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom.
Shalom.